Welcome to today's tarot and oracle message. This is like my morning meditation. I know I'm uploading this perhaps later in the day, but this video is something that I started in the morning. I pulled these cards and I've been meditating on them, and I wish to share the energy and the message with you. So let's begin. First of all, there is a very exciting new beginning on the horizon. It's calling to you. And this is a new opportunity. It's coming into your life. You're feeling very energized and enlivened by this, and you will be feeling excited to get going on this. It's the beginning of something amazing where you feel like nothing is off of the table. Nothing is impossible. You've got a grand vision, a big idea. You feel very passionate about this. You have a creative fire that you're stoking inside of yourself. And really, it feels like there are no limitations to what you could do. The world is your oyster, and it's time for you to launch your big idea, to set sail, to get out there, get it going, and make it happen. So I love this energy coming in, first of all, for us, really, for all of us here today. The next thing I see is that there's a need for a plan. Okay, so you have the vision, you have the passion, you have the idea. What you need is a plan. Nothing yet set in stone. Nothing is yet set in stone. You feel the courage of your convictions. You feel confident on your path. You are ambitious. You've got a mission here. You're inspiring to something so positive and so transformational. And you feel the momentum starting to build. But there's a need to take a step back, and maybe you're already doing this. Taking a step back to get the overview. And to get organized, to turn your great ideas and your grand visions into a real solid plan, to ground your ideas in reality. You've got the vision and the energy. Now you need a timeline and a budget, right? Like very earthy elements coming in to sort of ground it in a schedule. And what are the details going to look like? These are the kinds of things. You got to book the tickets. You got to pack your bags or your boxes. Making it solid. That's the next phase in all of this. So you're looking forward to setting out. You're getting all the information, gathering everything that you need so that you can get going. You're very confident in your direction. We've got so much confidence here. But here's the thing. I do see we may still have some lingering fears of failure, concerns about what might happen, because you don't really know exactly yet where this vision will take you and how you're going to get there. And there may even be some kind of conflict that it's worthwhile to avoid. You don't want to get into some kind of pointless fighting. It wouldn't even be fair. It wouldn't be right. And it would just, you wouldn't even win. Like there's nothing to win. Something here that I want to read. It's a losing battle. You know, it's a warning. There's even a warning here about engaging in potentially forthcoming conflicts, fights, or battles. It's not worth it. There's no real victory. It will not be a proud moment for you. It will take so much energy and effort to fight. It's not even worth it. It's like trying to fight your fears as well. So there's two things going on in that message. One is about the fear of failure, okay? You are mustering all of your courage, all of your bravery, and all of your valor, and all of your convictions and your confidence to face this, to do this, to embark on this new plan, this grand vision, to accept the risk and accept your fears. You're facing your fears. And the idea here, the message here is to surrender to the process of transformation. You are changing your life, but you're also being changed yourself. You are becoming something new yourself. So Acknowledging your fears, appreciating and validating your own concerns. Facing your fears instead of fighting your fears gives you the reassurance that you need, the gentle guidance that you need to accept and release these fears and the old conditioning that would otherwise hold you back. There's this message about accepting everything that you find within yourself as valuable energy that can be redirected towards your goals. Loving every part of yourself, being kind to yourself, not judging yourself, but embracing your fears and moving through them with deeper awareness, sensitivity, love, and understanding. That's what you really need in this conflict, right? So when you encounter some kind of conflict, discord, and disharmony, whether it's inside of you in the form of fear of failure or outside of you with some kind of disagreement with somebody around you, perhaps, instead of reacting in anger or allowing this old conditioning, these old fears to stop you, you're responding with greater understanding, awareness, depth of feeling, intuitively understanding, not with force, but with love, patience, gentleness, and grace, knowing in a deeply sensitive way that, yeah, most of the time, this kind of pointless fighting, especially like with other people, comes from a place of fear and insecurity. And you can't win this kind of thing with aggression. And to do battle with it in that way would lead you to the same kind of ruin and defeat and failure that you might be afraid of, almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So to engage in some kind of a hateful, spiteful, ego battle would be a waste of time and energy. And you need to control yourself. Right. So that's the other part of it. You're going to want to control yourself. You're going to want to control your fears. You're going to want to control what's going on inside of your mind because it may be irrational. You're going to want to redirect that irrational thinking. You're going to want to, like I was saying, take care of yourself, recognizing and being gentle and all of the above. But the idea is you're going to want to control your reactions to things. You're going to want to have discipline and self-control and the dignity to abstain from lowering yourself to this kind of pettiness, inside and out. This is a reminder that you have power. You have leadership. You are in a position of influence. And you can use it wisely. You are using it wisely. Learning from past mistakes, always reaching higher and going deeper. Okay, so your spiritual practices, your values and your intuition, your deep sensitivity, your teachings, your meditations, all of this is going to be very important in this transition phase. It's going to play a pivotal role. This is a major part of the new phase that's opening up to you. Your spirituality, your values, your ethics, as you understand it. Okay. Because the spiritual practice and the spiritual emotional journey that you're going through is the cause of this new era. Because you've been so dedicated, disciplined, committed to your spirituality, your personal spiritual growth, your emotional growth, and all of that, your own personal code, your code of conduct as you understand it, because you are so consistent and dedicated, that's why you're reaching this new level. That's why you're reaching this new depth. That's why this new chapter is opening up to you. This new chapter is opening up to you because of your spiritual practices, because you abstain from petty bullshit drama, because you're facing your fears, and you're doing it with deep sensitivity, awareness, intuition, and love. Okay? So it's both the cause of this new beginning and it's also the effect of the new beginning, because it's going to redouble and rebound upon itself. It's going to grow and build upon what you've already established. So This new beginning is opening up to you because you've gone deeper into your awareness, your self-awareness, your awareness of others, your patience, your kindness, your gentleness, your love, all of this, your self-control, your self-discipline, all of this, your spiritual practices, your meditations. That's why this is opening up. But because this is opening up, you're actually going to be going to this new place in your life, and you will be even deeper. You will be even more dedicated and even more in touch with your beliefs, your values, your intuition than you've ever been before. See what I mean? It's compounding upon itself. I hope I articulated that carefully and properly enough. I think you understand. The new phase opens up because you're dedicated. And as you move into this new phase, you become even more dedicated. And I think it's because you have a heightened awareness. You know that this is opening up because of your consistency. You are changing in yourself. And so your life is going to change. And because your life is going to change, you are going to change. And it's just going to keep being this feedback loop, okay? So there may be relationships and situations that may be dissolving at this time. As you ascend to a higher level, as you go deeper into your path, it's important to release these past connections, these past attachments with love and gratitude, honoring that time in your life as it was a real part of your path at the time. It was important to you at the time, but now that part is closing out. That cycle is ending. You're resolving it to close it out and to go in peace to your new beginning. So you're cutting some cords, some things are dissolving because it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to move forward. And you want to move forward in peace, with forgiveness, with higher awareness, higher consciousness, dropping any baggage, whatever you need to do, cutting the energetic cord. I'm going to read a cord cutting ritual towards the end of this reading today. If you'd like to stay tuned for that, I will be reading a cord cutting ritual from the book, the Visions of the Liminal Space guidebook. It could be really useful so that you could release anything any ties that may need to dissolve at this time, because you're moving forward. So there's another message here. It may feel somewhat empty or open-ended or strange, but this is a space of creative potential where a new beginning is generated. So you may feel like something's missing. After you cut the cord, after certain things dissolve, you may feel like there's a missing piece. You're going to feel the absence of that familiar, comfortable connection, situation, relationship, whatever it is that you need to release. You're going to feel that it's no longer there, and that may be a little disconcerting for you. This is natural, but today's reading calls for release, clearing, and making space for the new to come in, recognizing the impermanence of all things, and allowing for the new growth and new possibilities. So this is going to require an acceptance of the endings. There's a lot of acceptance and surrender going on in this reading today. Releasing the attachments, letting go, having faith and feeling empowered, emerging into a new form, deeper, higher, and changed. Letting go of what was comfortable and familiar to make space for what's new, for growth and new experiences. Yeah, making space for growth and new experiences. You may have some uncertainty, and again, maybe even some fear. It may feel like the floor, the bottom has come out from underneath you. The floor has opened up and it's just like a void underneath. You know, it's just like this open void underneath. Like, oh, it's opened up to make space for something new. This is a transition phase, and it is necessary. It is a necessary part of your journey, that in between, that liminal space between where you were and who you used to be and where you're going and who you're going to be. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel like, I don't even know who I am right now. Good. That's a good thing. That's a good sign that you're on your way, that yes, you are on your way. This is a necessary part of your journey. So stay focused and true to your intentions. Have courage and stay strong. Nothing will stop you. Nothing can break your determination to reach your goal. Okay, yes. The most important and serious situations will prove to you that you are unshakable, unrelenting in your willpower, possessing both prudence and perseverance. You're going to prove it to yourself. You're going to see that this space of in between is also going to reveal your dedication, your commitment, your perseverance, and even something about being prudent and cautious. This is necessary at this time too. Like, you don't need to rush into it. It may be exciting, but I think that slow and steady, one foot in front of the other, making solid plans to make it a reality, that's what's going to get you through to the other side, or at least that's a big part of it. Yes, the inspiration and the motivation are definitely a huge part of it, but it's also, like we were saying, grounding that idea into reality to turn it into an actual plan. Because what's the difference between a goal or an idea and a plan? A plan has a timeline and a budget. A plan has a schedule. And then you can implement that schedule, that actionable intelligence. So, there's something here about, there's something, is what I'm hearing is there's a teaching here. There's a teacher, there's a guide, there's a space opening up, and what you're learning or what you're being told or what you are hearing is not necessarily what you want to hear. There's something coming through that it's like, it's not exactly what you want to hear, but it's what you need to know. It is exactly what you need to know at that time. There may even be things that it's not necessarily exactly what you want to do, but you know for a fact that it is exactly what needs to be done, and so you do it. In the search for your true self, you will be led deeper into your own spirituality. Yes, that's important here too. It's being reiterated. So be open, be confident, and be brave. Remember, fortune favors the bold, and time waits for no one. When you know what you want and you are satisfied with receiving it, you'll know you've reached, there's some kind of, that's where it ends. I was like writing this all down. I had all of these notes, but that's where it ends. Time waits for no one. You will know what you want when you're satisfied with receiving it. Something like this. Very cryptic, actually. Doesn't that feel kind of cryptic? But that's kind of like the high priestess, right? Sometimes these things are mysterious. Sometimes these things are a riddle. So there's an emotional journey here as well. There's also a soul connection. It's kind, caring, and supportive. A relationship of the soul and the heart, romantic and friendly. It could also speak to the most important relationship of your life, the one that you have with yourself. It's a heart-centered journey. So there's a great potential for getting caught up in the creative flow, and it will bring you to a place of profound happiness, and perhaps also allowing you to experience a true spiritual epiphany that will eventually lead you to deep emotional healing. That's a part of the message today too. So these are all the things that I've been meditating on this morning that I wanted to share with you. There's a time for fighting and there's a time for walking away. Winning just because you have power over others will eventually feel like losing. Unfair odds or uneven opponents makes a losing game for both parties. Yeah, that's that Five of Swords energy you see underneath. Five of Swords with the strength. Having the strength to avoid that. To have the dignity not to lower yourself to that sort of thing. To have the deeper spiritual and empathetic awareness of the motivations. To have the love for yourself and others to find a better way. Cultivating inner strength for true empowerment without controlling others. Hold yourself back from acts that later lead to regret or shame. But, you know, stand your ground and be true to your own values and principles. So there's this idea of both being very true to your own principles and values, dedicated to this, while also choosing not to engage, holding yourself back from things that you might later regret when it comes to this conflict. Other than that, it looks like this road is clear for you. What it is you're aspiring to. Oh yes, we have true love softens your edges and strengthens your core. So you may be softening around the edges while the core inside of yourself, that insight, gets stronger. What else have we got here? I feel like this reading is coming to an end. You can allow certain things to unfold. Not everything needs your hand. You don't need to control everything. Fortune favors the bold, of course, and it's time to put your ideas into action. Yes. There are certain things that are out of your control, and it's pointless to even try. But there are certain things that you can do that are well within your power. And it's those things that deserve your attention more. What else have we got? We've got the ascent, the peak, and the insurmountable. Yeah, you're being called to this. It's stirring up stoic and regal feelings. Rising to new heights and peak experiences. It can also create some isolation. The mountain here. I'm reading for the mountain. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it's within the core of the mountain that the gems, minerals, and jewels reside. Steadfast and uplifting, ominous and daunting. After this, you will never be the same.